Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Oh My Anime podcast, the podcast where we talk about anime and news to do with anime. For our first episode, we have someone named Kado. Anyways, Kados, how you been?
I've been alright.
Yeah, so you been good and stuff?
Yeah.
How's this country treating you?
Terrible.
Yeah, it do be like that. The world is kind of garbage. Anyway, this will be a weekly series on Friday evening British time. Now let's begin this. Let's talk about the most recent episode of My Hero Academia. Episode 16, The Hellish Todoroki Family Part 2. Obviously, there will be spoilers in this podcast. If you haven't watched My Hero Season 6, click off right now. I mean, it's obvious. Alright, Carl, what is your opinion on all humans are part of this episode? All humans not relying on heroes anymore.
I actually agree with them because the way the villains are actually more the villains are acting more hero-like than the actual heroes because the villains are actually showing the truth instead of lying to them.
I totally agree with that, but who's at fault here is probably All For One.
Yeah, All For One is a main villain, but he's quite one of the best villains because he actually plays the role right.
Yeah, he needs to play roles like people need to be villains more like Goku Black and All For One. They need to win. Like every villain doesn't lose. Think about it, Dragon Ball doesn't have villains that win. Except Goku Black. Goku Black won, but then he lost at the end.
Yeah.
He won at exterminating 95% of humanity in the future. But my Goku, Vegeta, Bulma and Trunks were still alive. So we're gonna be talking about probably the most hypest bit about this episode. I'm gonna ask you your takes on this, Carlo, first. What do you think of Stain, the hero killer, returning?
Oh, I'm actually happy about that because Stain is one of my favorite villains.
Yeah, same. His motivation was quite right when seasons where he said there are all heroes are fake besides All Might, and he was right.
Yeah.
He learned that after Endeavor threw him away. The main part of this episode is quite sad since Endeavor claims that he's no longer Endeavor, like Endeavor is dead. The main I kind of said to you. The main headliner is obviously the Todoroki family reuniting. I'm pretty smart. I was happy with that. What did you think when they were reuniting?
Oh, I found it nice.
Yeah,
but one bit what shocked me is when we found a new member in the family.
Yeah.
New Ish.
New Ish, as in Natsu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
AKA Daddy.
And also, I don't know if this is a fact or a rumor, but people on Twitter are claiming that Stain will train Deku and Bakugo.
I'm hoping he does because I'm hoping that Deku becomes an anti-hero. Because he doesn't suit a hero.
We don't know yet, but people are claiming that Dark Deku is gonna be animated in the next season. He's not gonna be animated in this season, season 6. He's probably gonna be animated in the 7th season.
That'll be amazing to see.
Alright, guys, we're gonna move on from My Hero. Thank you for your take about My Hero. Now, is there any questions you would like to ask me?
What do you think about the theory about the Doctor? He told Deku he didn't have any powers. Took Deku's powers.
Well, if that shit would have happened, you know My Hero would have ended.
First episode, Deku gets told he has no powers.
He gets bullied the F out of by Bakugo, calling him Deku. Deku meant worthless and I think useless.
What if One For All was pretending to be the Doctor?
I think I would totally agree with you there. There are some hints to it.
Yeah, because the way the Doctor acted in the first episode, he was different from the next time we saw him.
He's quite clever as well. Also, what's your opinion on Shigaraki getting a new power in season 5?
It actually suits him.
Yeah, at the end of season 5, remember, he literally overcomes his traumatization of his father and his mother and his sister and his grandparents.
And then he gets a new traumatization. Then he gets a new traumatization from One For All.
Yeah, All For One. Yeah, All For One. Yeah. So is that every question you have to ask me about My Hero?
I have one more question.
Go on, ask away.
Okay, do you know like in every anime, Fire usually dies?
Yeah.
Do you think Endeavor is going to end up dead in the next couple episodes?
I think it would be a fitting thing. I think it would be a fitting thing. Todoroki, aka Shoto, he needs to acquire new power, especially like Bakugo. Because if you think about it, the anime is only aimed at Deku.
Yeah, I know.
Like in this season, yeah. So it's mostly aimed at Deku. I think Todoroki and Bakugo need to get new quirks. Do you think
Yeah,
they
but
should?
only way they're gonna do that is to get him off one ball.
There should be different ways on getting quirks. Like in one of the episodes, aka what's it called, where W reveals that he's Toya, you could see how pissed off Shoto was because he just realized his brother is alive and he's a villain.
There's only one person to blame for that.
It's Endeavor.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're halfway. They're like halfway there on forgiving him, but not fully.
I'll never forgive him.
If you were, yeah. But it's the alright. We're done with My Hero.
Yeah.
Alright, we're moving on from My Hero. These are some controversial questions. I've gotta ask. I have like 7 of them. And thingy. The main question is lolicon a legitimate issue due to pedophilia, or is it justifiable because it's not real? What do you think?
Okay, I'll say one thing. It's a bit weird to feel sexualized. Everyone can actually be saying as being sexualized to a child. Yeah, it is a bit weird.
No, but like sometimes, like Moist Critical talked about how what the issue with anime was that many lolicons look like children, but then when you realize they're thousands of years old.
Yeah, I don't get that.
He goes. They need to not make lolicons.
Yeah, it's like how it's called. There was an anime I watched and it had the same thing like that. And you understand it, like why is a 1,000-year-old person look like a child?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say much about this shit, but it is kind of weird. But I think it's justifiable because it's not real, to be honest. Because it's not real life. If you're feeling sexist, if you're feeling horny because of it, then you need to go to horny prison.
Yeah, but if you just like lolicons because the way they look and you think they're actually a decent bit of show, then fair enough. But if you feel sexualized to them, then that's just weird. Sorry, but that's just weird.
That's like 70% close to I think it's lolicons, like kids. Alright, it's on to you. Got any more questions, Kaido?
No.
Alright, so I'm gonna ask all mine and then we can think about our takes.
I have a question on Madara, but I'll wait till we get to that. I'll wait till if you do Naruto.
Yeah, of course. Alright, so on to our next question, which is our third question. Does a fan base actually hurt anime, or does it just add more to the bundle?
Depends on what type of it depends who you want fan base. If you're like a person who likes the anime and doesn't like to criticize, then yeah. But if you criticize it, then it destroys the anime.
Yeah, so I think that's the same, but the most weird fan base has to be the My Hero fan base. Like, they make everything sexual.
Yeah, I don't get that. One thing people don't realise, everyone in that costume is only 13.
Yeah, and so I don't know why you would ship Deku and Bakugo together. It should be more like either Shoto or Momo, or Deku and Uraraka.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my take on the fan base anime. Most fan bases are neutral, except the My Hero ones. So this is the next controversial question that many people on Twitter like have a fight over. It's like a world war. Would you prefer entertainment or quality in which important viewing of an anime, or do you care more about entertainment or watching the quality of an anime? What do you think?
That's not awful.
No, but which one would you think is like more important? Is it the quality or is it the entertainment?
Entertainment, because the whole point of good quality is not the good entertainment.
Like Demon Slayer has good quality, but it's show as fuck. Like I've literally waited like all year for season 3, and all for me to realize that fucking Zenitsu and Inosuke aren't even in a character. Yeah, I don't read the manga.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so this one's going to be guess an 18 plus, quite question, but it's quite a question. Are hentai parodies of an anime or just weird as fuck? I think, in my take, I think it's actually good, because like some hentais have good quality and good storyline, better than most animes out there.
Okay, I actually agree with that. These days, animes are just one problem with animes these days is that they don't probably have a good storyline. The only thing they have is all about fighting. But if they went back to the old days, like in the first Dragon Ball, it was more like adventure than fighting.
Yeah, because it was mostly aimed at adventure. Goku wasn't going Super Saiyan 1 to fucking 5, which is Super Saiyan Blue. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 isn't canon, so we don't count that. But yeah, so yes, that's my take on the hentai and how some of them are good. Like in my opinion, I'm not gonna say all animes are below hentai. I've watched a lot of hentai. Like I have at least 2 gigs worth of it. But that's not the point. I watch hentai and I've watched anime and hentai. I can tell what the difference is, which is better and which is not.
Prove and tweet it every time.
Yeah, you should definitely improve and tweak it. Just because the manga is kind of good, like it doesn't mean you have to stick to the manga.
Like in Dragon Ball Super,
Yeah.
the first idea was that Goku was going to win the tournament, but then they changed it to Android 17, what I thought was actually amazing.
They literally tweaked it as well in Dragon Ball Super. In the manga Dragon Ball Super, like I said, I don't read mangas, but I've heard storylines and little clips about it. In Dragon Ball Super, it was said that Goku had to fight Kefla through the anime, but in the actual manga, it was actually Gohan versus Kefla. I think it would have made more sense for Gohan versus Kefla because they were all matched. I don't know how Kefla can scale to Goku Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Kaioken. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know it. It's like the universe Saiyans were stronger.
They're not. They're clearly not. Like
physical stronger, but not in like in key strength.
so we're gonna stop with my questions that I've got on my list for now. I'm gonna talk about side manga things about Dragon Ball. So, Carlo, what's your opinion on Black Frieza?
I've seen it called Race Design, and it actually looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks like a mix of it looks like a god of destruction. That just suits him.
To me, he looks just like a badass. Like he literally one shots, aka elbows Goku through Master Ultra Instinct, yeah, and Vegeta through Ultra Ego. That's how powerful he is. I mean, that's what you get if you train 10 years worth of in a hyperbolic time chamber on a different planet.
And that was actually amazing.
Yeah, but Frieza, like Dragon Ball Super manga has literally told us that Frieza is more of a menace than any villain. So Goku and Vegeta have to train stronger.
Oh yeah, he is a menace. He's one person. If he was a real life person, I'm sorry, but I'd rather just shoot himself in the head.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not risking. I'm not risking my planet fucking getting blown up. Like he literally pushes his eyes to Earth because of Goku, because of the humiliation on Namek. Alright, so this would be probably the last question of my question. We're gonna talk about. This is gonna be an interesting one. I think Kyle would agree if he hears this. The problem that I see on the anime community is that many people are hating on many animes. Specifically Naruto or One Piece. Naruto is getting hated for having too many fillers, and One Piece is getting hated on for being too long. In my opinion, the people who are hating on these, for example, One Piece. Let's take One Piece for example. So the people who are hating on One Piece are probably hating it because they haven't watched it once. And they think just because there's over 1,000 episodes, they can't catch up.
As we step along to catch up, I'm just gonna work out what time I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, to me, I watch 50 episodes a day anyway. So if you'll basically catch up before it even hits 2,000 episodes. Like people are complaining. Like what I don't get is how are you gonna complain about an anime having too many episodes and literally complain when you want a season 2 of it.
Yeah, no, I don't get that.
I believe the creators of One Piece are literally carrying on with the episode because people are gonna carry on begging for a season 2 once it ends. I mean, did you see what they did to Dragon Ball Super in 2017? They ended it just to and another
is that most anime makers have normal lives. They're gonna go. You have to look after their families and stuff like that.
Yes, and
You
people
can't just
believe
be drawing like 24/7.
and people believe that it takes only 5 hours to make an episode.
No, it doesn't. It takes like months.
Months is a
Probably
drag,
months
but
or
I'd
weeks.
say weeks.
Well, it depends what anime you're making.
If you're making a movie, it obviously
If
it's
you make
gonna
one
take
like
months.
if you say make one like One Piece, then it probably take like a month.
Yeah, like
Because
the thing
you
I
sell-
see, the thing I see, like I'm waiting for, I'm gonna get a chance like to watch the movie of how I reincarnated as Saline. I'm one of these people that are asking for another season, but I don't care if it's too long. Like I have a friend, right? I have a friend. He's my best friend. I have and his brother complained about One Piece. He said, I said, what's his problem? Why does he hate One Piece? Was he hating on One Piece? And he says, cause who the fuck has time to watch 1,000 plus episodes? And I said, okay, what's his favorite anime? He says Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm like, there's your answer. Jujutsu Kaisen is quite short.
That's it.
No, I bet this guy is like the person to ask for Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, and One Piece is still rocking. It just doesn't make
Okay, well,
it just doesn't make sense to
One
me.
thing I bet you, the day that One Piece ends
Yeah,
is the day that people say One Piece was too short.
bro. By the time it ends, we'll probably be on like 2,000 episodes, but it's okay. It ends when
It's actually
Luffy
ending-
finds
it's
the
actually
One
ending pretty
Piece.
good.
It ends when Luffy finds the One Piece. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So these are my questions. The last question was quite controversial, but it don't matter. These are my views. If you're hating on me, write in the comment section below. And thank you for Kado for helping me to make this
You're welcome.
podcast and asking these questions. I'll see you guys next Friday for more questions. By the way, this podcast will always be with me and Kado, no one else.
Unless we have a special guest.
Yes, the amount of likeness is zero. Thank you for catching in.
Probably.
Thank you for watching my video, I guess. And yeah, we'll see you next Friday for the next podcast. And since most podcasts are an hour long, but we're making it. This is our first podcast, like my very first podcast, so that's why I'm making it so short. I'm gonna make my way up, right? So that's it.
And I've got one question for the viewers.
Go on then, ask away, mate.
If you could have one anime power, but your best friend could choose your weakness, would you do it?
I'm gonna say something jokingly. Kado be like, I want to be a hentai MC, and he goes weakness. You are the girl.
No, you ready for the weakness?
What?
You don't have a dick.
You said it again.
You don't have a dick.
Damn. That's tough. That's tough. But then I'd be a female, won't I?
No, you're a male, got a dick.
Yeah. That is kind of tough. But yeah, this was kind of short. I gotta edit this. I'm gonna snip out some bits because Reese kept on ear raping me while he was doing the podcasting. And thanks, Kado, for helping make these questions bearable.
You're welcome.